Here is where things get interesting, everybody. Conducting primary research. So exciting. I know, it's crazy. Okay, so by now, you should all have posted research questions, gotten feedback from me, used those research questions to find source material which you wrote about in your annotated bibliographies. So because I'm a hopeful person, I'm gonna mark that shit off the board. Done, okay? What's next? Well, now it's all about figuring what sort of new knowledge you are going to add to the conversation, right? We've been talking all semester about entering the academic conversation. Your research questions were about identifying what conversation you wanted to enter. The annotated bibliographies were about figuring and thinking through what other authors have said in response to similar issues or concerns. And now, conducting primary research and analyzing the data that you get from it is what you bring to the table, right? The new knowledge that you are going to add to this academic dialogue. So I'm going to ask that you guys start by reading Dana Lynn Driscoll's article, Introduction to Primary Research. Please read that and write a discussion post and put it in the forum sometime before midnight on Tuesday, April 7th, okay? Ultimately, this discussion post is going to be about you all identifying a data collection method that you think is going to work best for your project and talking about why you think that's the case. That's what it's all about. Because of the whole social distancing thing, I strongly advise you to not take the observation route of data collection method. So you can just skip over that part of the article. You don't need to read that part unless you're, particularly curious. But just focus on surveys and interviews because that's what she talks about in the article. So you're going to decide which of those two approaches you're going to take, surveys or interviews. If you do decide to take a sort of data analysis approach, I gave you a link to the Purdue OWL website that talks you through different ways that you might do that. Dana Lynn Driscoll isn't going to be a ton of help for you, but it might still articulate ways in which you can fill that critical gap or the space in the research that John Swales talked about in the article I had you guys read last week. Anyway, think about your data collection method. Tell me what you're going to do in the discussion post on Tuesday. Next, I want you to go through the PowerPoint that I've uploaded to my courses. It's called Primary Research Methods, Asking the Right Questions. Ultimately, this is going to help you create a survey or generate useful and relevant interview questions. I've also given you a bunch of links to different survey software options that you can utilize, like Qualtrics or Google Forms, stuff like that. So look through that PowerPoint. It'll be very helpful to you in generating the questions that you are going to use for your surveys or interviews. Okay. Next, and most important, is to create that data collection method and disseminate it. All right, and there might be Ock. Hey, bud, are you going to conduct some primary research with us? He's never, ever likes to be on camera, so you guys are getting a big treat. Say hi, everybody. Are you the first year writing mascot? Are you a good boy? Okay, director, back to me. Anyway, what was I talking about? Create and disseminate your data collection method. Get it out in the world sometime this week. The point here, if you look on my courses in the interactive calendar, is that if there's any way that you guys are going to get this data back and be able to analyze it and integrate it into your second rough draft, which will be due on April 21st, you really need to get those surveys and interview questions out there as soon as possible this week. So I've given you a hopeful timeline of disseminating these things by April 10th, that's this coming Friday, and working towards having a complete data set by April 16th. Okay, that might be a little hopeful, but we're going to go for it and see how it works for us. A little bit of a look ahead to next week. Your first rough draft of the research paper will be due on April 14th. This will essentially be a critical introduction, talk through the secondary sources that you found, and ultimately identify places in which you might integrate primary research, but I'm not expecting you to have that data collected, analyzed, and integrated by this time. Again, please look at all the stuff on my courses that I have gone through painstaking efforts to make perfect and comprehensive for you all. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'm holding my office hours on Wednesday afternoon from 3 to 5 p.m. using Zoom. Drop in, say hello, ask me anything about this. I'm grading things in retrospect as well as what you guys are doing now. So you'll be seeing those numbers appear in the next couple of days. All right, sorry for the long video. Hope everyone's doing well, staying home, staying healthy. I will see you soon. Bye.